Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fun looking puzzle here, an interesting rule set. I don't know if I've ever done a puzzle with this specific rule set, but I've done a lot of puzzles up to this point, so I can be forgetful at times. But anyway, it seemed like a really interesting puzzle, and it's by a setter that I've not done a puzzle from before, so hopefully this will be a good one, and let's just dive into it and see what we've got going on. So it's called Distinctive Shapes by Moonsinh. Hopefully I said that correctly. Again, whenever I try to pronounce a setter's name, you can always correct me in the comments if you happen to be the setter and you have some specific way that you envisioned it to be said. So anyway, little side note there. But let's look at the rules and see what's going on here. So again, distinctive shapes. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Digits do not repeat within a cage. So this is kind of like a killer cage situation, but there's no values given, as you can see in any of these cages. So the cages are here just to show that there is no repetition in a cage. The cages in the puzzle are all up to rotation, one of 3 different shapes. So it looks like we've got an L shape, a little Tetris domino shape, and then a quad here. Okay, that does appear to be what these are. What does that mean? No cage of one shape may contain a digit that is counted in a cage of a different shape. Okay, that's interesting. So if we were to say this cage shape, this L shape, was 2, 5, 6, then we wouldn't be able to put 2, 5, or 6 in the other shapes. Interesting. All possible cages are given. Okay, so there's a negative constraint here. We'll have to try to remember that. That's usually my weakness when I'll get stuck and I won't remember what the heck or figure out how to do it. And it's like, oh wait, there's a rule you forgot. And usually it's a negative constraint. So let's try to remember this one. Digits in a circle, the sum of the digits on the arrow attached to that circle. So this is normal arrow rules. So whatever these 2 digits are when you add them up is going to be what this digit is. And what else? Digits in cells connected by a white dot are consecutive. So this is a partial crop key type of situation. So these 2 digits are going to be consecutive, these digits consecutive, etc., etc. So those are the rules. Again, we're going to have to try to remember that negative constraint. I'm putting it in my brain as much as I can because I know negative constraints usually are very powerful when you think about them the right way. So anyway, links in the description below. Let's get started on this thing and have some fun. So where the heck do we start is a good question. That is a very good question. Let me scroll up here again and repeat this guy. The cage in the puzzle, 1 of 3, no cage of one shape may contain a digit that is contained in a cage of a different shape. Okay. So, okay, how many digits do we have in cages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so each cage is going to have a unique set of digits in it because we have 9 digits between the 3 different cages. So that's going to tell me that every single one of these 2-cell cages has a 3 in it. Oh, and a 7. So we can just put these in. This has to be 3, 7. These are a 3, 7 pair. These are all 3, 7 pairs. Good. We do get a couple of things that we can look at here, but let's think elsewhere. So now we know that the L shape and the quad must not contain 3s and 7s. We also know the L shape can't contain a 4 because this one is seen by a 4. Oh, well, that tells us there's a 4 in the quads. So there are 4s in these. I don't know how helpful that necessarily, this one is not a 4. I don't know if that's going to be a huge bit of information, but this can't be 4 because it would force this to be 7. I guess this one can still be 4 because this could be a 1. We have not ruled out the 1 from any of the other cages yet. We can't say that the 9 isn't in any specific cages at this point because we already know this doesn't have a 9 in it. And this one doesn't, the 9 doesn't see all of the other cages. So we're going to have to try to keep kind of a tally maybe of what can and can't be in these other cages. How do we continue to look at that then? We know we have, okay, so we know we have a set of consecutive digits in this 4 cage. Or 4 cell cage, I should say. What does that do for us? Does it do anything? Well, there's a couple of options that it could be, but I don't think we have enough information to determine what it really is yet, because this could be a 1-2 pair. It obviously can't be 2-3 or 3-4 because of the situations of all these other ones. And it can't be 4-5, but it could be 5-6. Can't be 6-7, can't be 7-8, but it could also be 8-9. So it's either 1-2, 5-6, or 8-9 are the options about what this grouping could be. I'm wondering if there's something we can use that with in, let's say, this guy to then possibly whittle those options down, but I don't really see anything right off the cuff. Okay. What else can we think about? Are there any other digits that we know are not in certain cage types? The 2 is, again, like the 9, the 2 is close to being ruled out of this L-shaped cage, but not entirely, because we don't see all of the cage with that digit. I didn't really mention that it's very unusual that we have 5 given digits in a puzzle, so that is interesting. But okay, 3s and 7s, where do they go in this middle region? They have to be in these 2. This one obviously can't be 3, and this one obviously can't be 7. Oh, the 3 can, there we go. I just had to look at the right thing. The 3 cannot be in the L-shaped cage. This is not 3, so this is, and this is 7. Good. So that's probably how we're going to have to really keep thinking about this. The ones that we know are in cages, we'll have to try to use that information to possibly remove digits from certain areas in a region. Okay. Anyway. Now, this 3 then says this is a 4 because we can't put it next to a 2 on the Kropke. We already know that the 4 goes in this the 4 cage, so that's not super helpful. Now this guy might actually be quite useful, this Kropke, because now it's seeing quite a few things. We know it's not 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. It could be 5, 6. It can't be 6, 7, 7, 8, or 8, 9. So it just is 5, 6. So that tells us that either the 5 or the 6 is in the L-shaped cage. And is that what we're going to help us reduce this a little bit? Because we know if the 5, one of the 5 and the 6 is in the L, one of the 2 is in the L-shaped cage, this can't be 5, 6 anymore. So this is now down to 1, 2, 8, 9. Because again, we said the other options are all taken out because of what these digits are. Now, yeah, I still don't think we have enough information to really push it into here yet, but let's think about 5s and 6s, maybe. Or maybe one of these other Kropkes is going to be helpful for, oh, this 3. Let's put that 7, 3 in. So one of these is a 3. Let's continue, let's keep on with our 3 and 7s and see what's going on with some of these other regions. Oh, this can't be 3 either. So one of these is 3. Let's think about that for a second. quite. Because this could be a 3, this could be a 1, 2 in this way. This could be a 3, and this could be a 2. Or this could be a 3, and then we don't know anything. Let's keep going, though. Like we said, we know one of those is... One of these is a 3 as well. Again, if we get enough information to some of these regions, we can start, again, to pare down some of these crop keys that can help us in some way. Because, again, we're going to know that this can't be a 5-6 pairing because we have to put a 5 or a 6 in one of these. In fact, we know there has to be a 5 or a 6 in one of these two. Or in one of these 3. Is it... Can we say anything more about that, though? I don't know that we really can. Because we don't know which one it is, first off. So we could end up having one of them be here and the other one here, or we could have both of them be out here, something like that. But I don't quite know that yet. Okay, let's continue on the process. Let's try 7s now. We know 7 can't go in the L shapes. So one of these is 7. Anything else here that's of use? None of those can be 7s. This can't be 7. Okay. So it's a similar situation with the 3. One of these is a 7. Huh. We can almost rule 7s out here, but not quite yet. Because if there is a 7 on here, it could go with the 1 to make this an 8. If we can find the value of this thing and it's reduced lower than 8, then it pushes a 7 up here and does that. Let's think about the thought process about what these guys would do. If this was a 7, this could just be a 6 or 8. If this is 7, there's probably tons of ways this can work, and then, of course, this guy up here. Okay. So that didn't get us quite as far as I hoped. Is there anything we can do with some of these arrows? Like, we know these are the same 2 digits, because it's an arrow with a single cell arrow. Is that helpful in any way? Maybe it is, because there's a bunch of things we know it can't be. So it could be a 1. It can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So it's either 1, 8, or 9. That didn't quite get us down as far as I would like it to. I mean, this guy, there's not a ton to work with. We know it can't be 1, 2, or 3, and it can't be 4 either. Because we can't obviously put a 1, 3 pair, but this could be 5, 6, or 8. Obviously not 7 or 9. If it was a 5, it'd be a 1, 4 pair. If it's a 6, it could be a couple. Oh, no, it'd have to be a 1, 5 pair, because it can't be 2, 4. So we're looking at a 1 in both of those instances, but the 8, I think, is going to throw that out the water. Because the 8 could be 7, 1. Or it could be 6, 2. Yeah, if we can get another 2 looking at this thing, we could say there's a 1 on this, but we can't get there just yet. So, okay, let's get back into figuring out what the heck's going on here. What are these digits? They are just 1, 8, and 9. So we're going to know that the L shape has a 5 or a 6, and it has a 1, 8, or 9 in it. Okay. What about this grouping here? I don't think we can say much about it, because this could still be a ton of things to make this be a lot of things, actually, too. I mean, this could be 4, 5, 6, 8, or 9, most likely. Where is this thing? There's got to be some place I need to be looking that I'm just not seeing. One of these clues is probably going to be quite reduced. We know there's a 1, 8, or... Oh, no, we know there isn't a 1, 8, or 9 in one of these. Now, if we can get this down to like 8, 9, that would say this is not an 8, 9 pair, but again, we can't quite get there. At least not yet. What else? Come on now. We got to be able to find this. How can we determine what these cages are or aren't is maybe a better way of thinking about it. Because the second we can say yay or nay to a digit on one of these, we can start to propagate that throughout the rest of the puzzle. Like, what can these be? Or what can't they be? Oh, well, I guess, okay, there we go. Right in front of me. Given digits. Where does a 2 go in this region? It has to go in here. So the 2 is on our L shape, and that is big, because that forces this to be a 2, forces this to be a 2, and now we can get going. This is now a 2 because this looks back. Obviously, this couldn't be a 2 because of the 3 on the line there. So we've got a 2 on our L, which means one of these is a 2. This 2 here now says this is not the 1, 2 pair. Good. This actually worked oppositely. We know the 4 has either an 8 or a 9. So this one won't have the 8 or the 9, but we can't, because we're going the opposite direction as to how we thought about it from this side, it doesn't necessarily rule out those options. But let's see what else we've got now that we've got all these 2s. One of these is a 2. Okay, so we know there is no 2 here, so one of these is a 2. And actually just one of these 2 because of this guy. What does that do? Oh, we know one of these is a 2 also. Didn't see that cage up there for a second. Alrighty, let's see. We had a little bit of a breakthrough there. Now we've got to continue the process. With those 2s, is there anything we can say about some of these other guys? 2, 3s, and 7s. What about thinking about this row further? What can these digits be? And let's kind of go through the options, see if something pokes out from it. So there's a lot of options here, but I want to kind of go through them. 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Ugh. This one can't be 1, obviously. Was there something else we can rule out? There is no 4 in this. We already removed the 3s and 7s. There is no 8 or 9 because the 8, 9 goes in here. There we go. That's what I should have been looking at that. This has 4s, 8s, and 9s in it at the moment. So let's put that in. 4, 8, 9. This one is not 4. What else do we know about? Or one of these that we can work with? This is, okay, here we go. This can't be a 5, 6 pair because it'd break this. So there is a 1 in our L-shaped cage. Therefore, this is a 1. None of these are. We get an 8, 9 pair. This is not 8, 9. We've got 1, 5, 6 triple. This is 4. This is 1. Good. Now we're moving. Again. So, this 5, 6 says this is 5 or 6 because it can't be 4 or 7, so it has to stay in its lane. This is 8 or 9. What more? So let's look at the other clues. The 1, now there has to be a 1 in here. We don't know which one it is. There has to be a 1 in here. There has to be a 1 in one of these 2. that tells us that there's an X-wing on ones. We could also say there wasn't a 1 here just because of the fact that we know there's a 1 over here. So you get 1s and 2s over here. Now, what do we have left over? Again, this guy could have 4, 5, or 6 on it. I think is it turning out to be the one that isn't in here must be in here? Yeah, of course it has to be. Because the 5 or the 6 is in one of these. It's not in this one, so therefore it must be in here. So this is from 4, 5, or 6. I'm going to put that in for now. We don't know which one it specifically is still, but we're getting there. We're starting to put the pieces together a little bit. We know one of these is a 1. We know the other one is the 5 or the 6. So we're going to have to figure out which one of those is which. How do we do that? Is there some Sudoku now that we have some digits we can work with? 1s and 2s. We still need a 1 in here, but I don't want to put that in like that just yet. Because it's cross-border, and I don't like to tend to mark that way. Oh, the 3s? Yeah, we can have a 3. We probably had that before. We know none of these are 3, so this is 3, but again, that's not a super bit of information just yet. We really want to be able to figure out these 3s over here so we can make some determination of these guys. Okay. Let's go back to something. This guy, we were looking at this one previously. This guy could be a 1, 2. Can't be 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, or 7, 8. So this one is similar to what we had said down here. This is either a 1, 2, or an 8, 9. This could not be a 9, so this could not be an 8. Now I have a feeling this is going to get reduced even more if we think about things properly. So we know there's a 5 or a 6 in one of these, and it has to be over here. Because it can't be here. Does that essentially just mean that, okay, no, here we go. Let's think clearer. If this is a 3, it has to go with, we can't go with 8 or 9, obviously. It has to go with either the 4, 5, or the 6. Now, that forces this out of being a 4. In fact, this can't be 4 either. So we're looking at this being either 8 or 9. Therefore, this is not 8, 9. Get rid of those options. Good. This is not 2. Now, what do we got left over? 3, 5 to 8 or 3, 6 to 9. So again, we're going to have to, at some point, solve one of these groupings here. What have we got left over? This has to be from 4, 8, and 9, right? This has to be from 4, 8, and 9. So these are the 4, 8, 9 grouping, and this is whatever's left over. Hopefully we get that answer sometime soon here. It means that one of these is a 4. I'm going to remove some of those markings there. Let's see if that does anything at all. Doesn't really seem like it does, but this has to be 4, 8, or 9. I don't know if I want to put that in because it doesn't have any consequences at the moment. Okay. Let's find this last bit, because I think there's only like one determination that we have to make at this point. I guess we know, because we know the 5 or the 6 goes here, that finishes the 5, 6 grouping. So we've got 1, 5, 6, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9. This is 4. We also could have looked at Sudoku for that, but I like this way better. Let's put these in. 1, 5, 6. Now, this can never be 3, because this can't be 1 or 2. So we do reduce at least the 3 here for a little bit. This can't be 3 either. Good. So we're going to put the 3 up here, because if this is a 3 now, we know the 2 had to go up here, so this can't be 2 or 4. So this is not 3, this is 3, which gives us a 3 here. We can move this stuff around. Just checking the time because I got to get on a call in an hour, but that's not going to be a problem. That 3 sets up the 7, 3, and 7, 3. Good. Are we done with 3s and 7s at this point? I think we are. Oh, we're not. Okay. I thought we had more. We can, though, go further. That's 7. One of these 2 is 7. Where's the last 7? Oh, down here. Okay. Now, if this is a 7, this has to be 6 or 8. This could be either still, couldn't it? Well, actually, no, it can't. This can't be a 6. Because if it is a 6, it would have to be paired with a 1, and this would have to be 7. This is 8. Now, that's going to have to be paired with a 1, which means this is a 9. Get rid of this. Good. This can't be 8 anymore. Now that we've reduced the 8, I think it told us we had to put a 1 on here, didn't we? Because we thought about that previously. If it's a 5, it can't be 2, 3, so it must be 1, 4. If it's a 6, it can't be 2, 4, so it must be 1, 5. So there is a 1 on here, which tells us these are 2 and 1. This is not 1. So we get a 1 up here. Oh, actually, the 1 here finalizes the 1 at least. Still haven't figured out quite yet the 5, 6 dilemma. But let's keep looking. What did all this stuff that we just got do for us? Again, we know one of these was a 1. In fact, we know it's... Oh, okay. Oh, no, we don't know that. I was going to say we know it goes in the cage, but this can still be a 1, so I can't say that. Wait, we had more information over here. No, this could still be 1, 4 or 1, 5. That's correct. This is not 4. What about you? Okay, 4. Let's think about where the 4 goes in this row specifically. It can't go in any of these positions, so therefore it goes here. Then this is a 1, 4 pair, which means this is 5. This is now a 6. Still not quite. Yes, actually it is quite. This 6 finally determines where does it go in the region. It has to go here. Now we know that the 6 goes there, and we're now going to know this has to be a 5. Good. Now we can pour all this stuff. Say that this is a 2, 5 pair. That's going to give us this digit, which is 9. This has to be 5. This has to be 6. This has to be 8. This has to be 6. Good, 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 good. This is 1, 2, and 5. This one not being 2, obviously. Good. Alrighty, so we now have the 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 2. We have 8, 9, 4, 6. This is not 9. So it is our 4, 8 pair. We can put a 4 down in the corner because of all of this. And that's going to tell us this is 6 and 4. Good. What about the 6s? Nope, we got an X-wing left over on those at the moment. Let's go back and look and see what we might be able to... Now, we've got a 4 over here as well. Where do we have a good grouping? Let's look at this row, because we only have 3 digits left. 2, 5, and 8. This can't be 5. This can't be 2. I was hoping that would be better. What about you? You're either 4 or 8. Again, that's not quite gotten us there. We have anything else? This one is starting to get somewhere. But is it enough? Because we've got the 1s and the 5s kind of thing. What else has to go in here? We know one of these is a 6. We said that, I just hadn't marked it yet. So the 1 could go here or here. The 4 goes on there. The 5 could be here, here, or here. 6 we said is over there. 7 and 8's right there. The 9 is the only other digit, but oh, this is a 6-9 pair. There we go, because this can't be. So this is a 6-9 pair. Good. That's helpful. That forces this to be the 1 or 5, which we kind of already knew anyway. Let's think more on this guy. This is 1, 2, 5. This can't be 2 or 1. It is 5. Good. Therefore, that's not, and this is. This is either 8 or 9 to finish the column. We'll eventually get this stuff sorted out too. What else we got? It's my 9. There we go. 8 and 9. We just have to look in the right places. What are these 3? One of these is the 1. One of these is the 7. The other digit is the 8. There we go. This is 8, 1, 7. This is going to be a given 7 now. Oop. Got to be almost there now. This 1 sees the 2 and the 1. Let's put those in. This can't be 2. This can't be 1. Therefore, this is 2. I don't worry about those markings too much at the moment. We'll get there. The 5 gives us the 1 and the 5. Eyes are starting to hurt me. That's always fun. This is either 6, 8, or 9. Oh, not 9, sorry. This is 2, 6, or 8. Is that right? 2, 6, 8, or 9. It can't be 9. Yeah, so it's 2, 6, or 8. Sorry, got some oil in or something in my eye that's causing it to tear. I don't like it. Oh, okay. Struggling to see at the moment. That's never good for a puzzle. What else do we have that we know must go where? Because I've got a lot of information that seems like it just needs to be sorted out. 4, 5, 8, and 9 on this bad boy. Let's look into Sudoku here. 1s are all done. 2s are almost done. 3s are done. 4s are almost done. Yeah, 5s. Similar, almost. 6s, almost. 7s are done. Good. 8s have a little bit more work to do. And 9s are going to be the same. A little bit more work to do. Okay. So we're going to have to figure out negative constraint. I completely forgot about it. I said I was going to forget about it, and I did. Is there any situation now in this grid where we have a negative constraint? So we need to be looking for like a 1, 2, 5 in some organization. The 3s and 7s, I think we're done, so we don't have to worry about those. And then like a 4, 8, 9, 6 grouping. Is there any 1, 2, 5? This can't be a 5 because it would be, there would have to be a cage around it. So this is 8. That's huge. 9, 4, and 5. That 5 gives us the 2 and the 5. This 2 is eliminated now, so this is 2. Here we go. The 8 is going to break this all up, so 9, and these are both 8s. 9, this is 6 and 9. This is going to end up being the 8 and the 6. And the 8 here gives us the 4 and the 8. There we go. You solved the puzzle. Solution is correct. Cool. So, wow, this has been out for that long? Or maybe this, I didn't think it was, this is probably something that was created some time ago, but it was only very recently posted to Logic Masters Deutschland. So the 258 days just means when it was made, but not necessarily when it was posted, because it only has 303 solves. If it only had 303 solves in over 258 days, it would be probably a very difficult puzzle. But anyway, really enjoyed that. I wish I'd remembered the negative constraint, like I told myself to remember earlier. But either way, it was a pretty smooth solve there, and I do really enjoy the rule set and how it worked to kind of determine each of these types of sets of cages. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed that one as much as I did. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. It helps this channel out greatly, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.